Well, I recently purchased the Solarcon Mac 2000 vertical antenna, and so I thought I'd give you a good up and close look at this thing. When it comes, it's white fiberglass. I decided to paint it with some Krylon paint. Very well built antenna. The nice little yellow end caps on the end of the elements there, and great stainless steel fittings here. So here we go. We're going to put our mast together, and I've got two pieces of pipe. I slide one over the other, and that'll give some extra strength to that mast as it sticks up above the roof. So we've got to persuade it a little bit there. Tap it on over the other pipe. And I measured this thing out, and it's about 14 feet long. My concern is that it's going to be pretty heavy, and I'm not sure that the mounting bracket I have up on the eaves will handle that weight. So I'm going to haul it up the ladder there and stick it on there and see what I think. I may have to just use the lower section, because we really don't have much attaching that big heavy pipe to the house. Eventually I want to get just a 30-foot piece that'll reach all the way to the ground. Then I can put that thing up as high as I need to. Here's the mount that goes for the ground plane kit, which I purchased separately. And this bracket here only goes on there one way. They tell you in the instructions that the little ears there should be pointing up, which is obvious when you put the rods on there. You can see how the thing works. The antenna is a 5/8 wave antenna. At least that's what they advertise. I read somewhere that somebody took one of these things apart and they measured each of the sections and discovered that it's actually instead of a 0.625 or 5/8 wavelength, it's actually 0.640. And that's one of the best kept secrets about CB and 10-meter antennas. I used to have one called a Super Penetrator 500. It was a 0.64, and they say that this thing, you get 0.4 dB more gain from this antenna than you would a 5/8 wave. So that's the secret of the IMAX 2000. Here we are, we're putting these sections together, and they give you a lock washer for each section. Screw them together, that's all there is to it. Then there's a tuning ring down at the bottom of the antenna that you can make adjustments after you get your coax hooked up there and so on. Attaching the mast to the antennas is very slick. This thing comes mounted right to this fiberglass section here, so you just slide that mast in there and tighten up the U-bolts. Couldn't be easier. And there it is. You can see that bracket for the ground plane kit. I like to kind of stick these in there and get a feel for what it's going to be like when I actually get the antenna up on the roof and I go to install these rods. So that's what we've got. Just a lock washer and a nut to put on each one. This is the hole I've drilled for my static grounding of the mast, and I've got to drill it on through that inner pipe that I slid down in there. A little bit of dielectric grease is a good idea. Put a little dab on that center conductor, and makes for a nice connection there. and you can see that little rubber boot that's on the coax right there under my hand. That thing came with a Cushcraft antenna one time that I bought, and I've used that little boot on all kinds of antennas. I've recycled it, and yeah, we'll snug that up just a little bit. Now we slide the boot up. Makes for a nice, clean, waterproof connection there. So there we go. Well, there's my helper. He likes these projects. Now I've got the antenna standing up there, and as I went up the ladder and kind of lifted it, the mast is really too heavy for this bracket. So I wound up taking off the long section from the inside of the pipe and just use the short pipe for now.